Welcome to RV and Travel Adventures. My name is Jesus Manuel Menegarza. I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic wherever you're at. Today I'm going to be talking about 3 things that you need in retirement and 3 things that would be very nice in retirement. We all need specific things and other things would be nice to have. So I'm going to talk about the 3 things that we definitely need as we retire. I'm 72, going on 73. And my wife and I are planning to retire the summer of 26. My wife's going to be finishing off her last semester at the university, and we're finally going to get in our RV and we're going to go travel around the country, at least the West Coast, and look for our next house. We don't plan to stay in the great state of Texas. A lot of people love Texas, but I grew up on the West Coast, so I have a certain desire, motivation, interest, and a lot of family down there. So I want to move back to the West Coast. So these are the 3 things that you definitely need, and you probably understand. These are pretty obvious. Number 1, you need a place to stay. You need a house. Be it your own apartment, be it a rental, be it your own house, be it your own estate at the country club. Yeah. Very nice place. Be it a loft, again, staying with family, staying with some friends, communal living, whatever, senior citizen home, whatever. You need a place to stay, to rest, so you can have your meals, go to bed, hopefully in peace, have a restroom, and again, cook your meals, etc., 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 etc. So that's 1, a place to stay. I have a lot of options, and I could stay with family, but I don't want to. My wife and I have decided we're going to buy, after we sell this house, another house somewhere on the West Coast. My wife prefers a place like Medford, Oregon. I prefer a place like, Baja Sur, Laredo, somewhere in La Paz. That would be very, very nice. Number 2, this is very important to many people. Some people ignore this one, but you need access to quality medical care. I'm not talking about a little clinic. I'm talking about a full-fledged hospital where you can get taken care of. And it has to be somewhat nearby, 5-10 miles away. It has to be somewhat nearby, okay? So you need that medical care. As we get older, we start falling apart. Things aren't working as well as they used to. So we need 1, a place to stay, and 2, a place to get, our maintenance, a hospital, doctor, qualified. The better hospitals, the better. We are very close to UT Southwestern, one of the absolute highest rated hospitals in the whole United States. They have excellent staff, and my wife's been going there for quite a while. I started going there in November, but it's an absolutely excellent hospital. Hopefully, wherever we move next, we find an excellent hospital with nice doctors, nurses. And of course, we have to be able to afford the care. Of course, we're going to be under Medicare and we're going to have some insurance. My wife's already worked that out. And we're going to be set until we're not set. So number 3, close to activities that you find interesting. You just can't be sitting there marinating in front of the TV all day, or just in the kitchen making flapjacks and cooking your favorite meals. Just can't be doing that all day and sit in the backyard in your easier. But then again, some people actually like that. You have that stereotype of people in their rocking chair on the front porch, watching the people pass by. Some people like that. That's an activity. My activities, the things that I like a lot, are hiking, walking, cycling, and fishing. And of course, having a coffee and or a beverage in the downtown metro region, wherever we're at. Hopefully there's a nice coffee shop. Hopefully there's a nice little place where I can go and hang out for a couple hours, maybe once a week or twice a week. And it would be very, very nice. I'm not counting on this actually coming into effect, because we're not moving to somewhere like San Antonio where this is, where you have this activity. But I would like to go someplace where my wife and I can go dancing. We're not talking about the hootenanny or, some, stuff like that. I'm very specific, like R&B, like soul. I like Tejano music, Tex-Mex music. I like cumbia, salsa, stuff like that. Latin music, R&B music, so through that continuum and stuff like that. That would be very, very nice for me. So the three things that I think you definitely need to have planned for are: one, a place to stay. Who knows where that's at? It's going to be, some of you have more money than others. And of course, some of us can't afford to have that dream house. We just get a little space, maybe in a community or in a group, and we just make that work for us. Two, of course, we need to be close to medical care. And three, activities nearby that we enjoy. So one of the good things about Medford, Oregon, is it has fishing, hiking, places to cycle. An hour and a half away, 2 hours away is the beach, the ocean. An hour away, half hour away actually, are the mountains, the Sierra. So there's camping options, fishing options. There's a lot of options on the West Coast. You sort of, forget about that stuff. In Texas, you go 50 miles that way, 50 miles that way, 100 miles that way. It's all just, cows and pastures. But in the West Coast, you have mountains, you have oceans, and they're all very close and nearby. And it's not 200 degrees in the summer in California or Oregon, at least on the coast. Once you go inside, closer to the continental rest of the United States, yeah, it gets a little warmer. But on the coast, it's relatively cool. Today was a very cool day in Fort Worth. I did some walking outside. I did some walking around the lake across the street, and it was very cool. Nice, cool breeze. Actually, a very cool breeze. It was about the mid-70s. It was very, very nice. Reminded me of a San Francisco summer, okay? So we're in September right now. So three things that you might want to do, and I talked about them earlier a little bit. Three things that you may want, okay? What would you like to do? Some of us like to go out eating a lot, going to restaurants and visiting stuff and just playing tourist. The opportunity to leave your home, go half a mile, 5 miles, 50 miles, 500 miles, and do some fun things that you want to do, either in your RV, just driving somewhere and coming back later on, or taking a flight. So you have all these activities that you enjoy that are accessible where you live. There's an airport nearby. You can just jump on the airport and just go somewhere. Maybe it goes to the major city. I know like in Medford, they have a plane that goes from there to San Francisco. From there, you can go anywhere you want in the world. Stuff like that. My wife's very excited. Very excited. Quite excited by that, okay? So you have options, cultural, food, options. Number two is, things that you want to do and, familial things. Do you have family? Do you have friends? If you're close to family and friends, you get invited to a lot of stuff. You get invited to the birthday parties, get invited to the weddings, your grandchildren are getting married. Number three, somebody's having a bar mitzvah or a christening or baptism. You go to those things. And of course, birthday parties and a lot of funerals. I hate you go to a lot of funerals. So first thing I was talking about, you have activities that you're interested in. Second, you have a lot of family, friends to work with. And hopefully you're an amicable type of guy. I'm not the most amicable type of guy. You're an amicable type of guy. You get along with everybody and everybody's inviting you to stuff. Say, hey, come on over. We're going to be watching the game on the old tube. I know you're a 49ers fan and we're all Seattle Seahawks fan, but you can hang out with us. And as long as you don't root too much, as long as your team doesn't win, we'll be happy, okay? So that's 1 and 2. 3, it's whatever you want. It's the third thing is it's like a fantasy. What is your fantasy of what you want out of retirement? I know my fantasy has always been to go to Europe, to go to Asia, to go to, like the Middle East, if they stop fighting down there. Stuff like that. I don't plan to go to Antarctica or the North Pole, but I'd love to go to Sweden or, Norway. I have some friends who do some academic work down there, and I've met some of their friends that live down there. It's rather expensive in those Nordic countries, but I'd like to go to Barcelona. I'd like to go to Paris. I'd like to go to Bruges. I'd like to go to Milan. I'd like to go to, Prague. All those great, great countries. Berlin. The list goes on. I actually have my sister's grandson married somebody from Copenhagen, and they live down there and they work at a bakery, at the family bakery. They live in Copenhagen. Maybe I'll go visit him, say hi. Hey, what's happening? And he's telling me I can get a strudel at a discount. Dare to dream, huh? So those are my three must-haves and three things that you would like to have. We all just live according to what income we have and our physical condition. Some of us, you never know what could happen. I might just get, some situation where I can't move as much as I am currently able to. That'll determine a lot of my future behaviors, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, of course, subscribe, and, share this video. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Muchas gracias a todos a ustedes. Again, muchas gracias a todos a ustedes. And don't forget to leave your kind and friendly comments abajo, below, abajo, right down there somewhere. You can leave your kind and friendly comments. Helps the algorithm. And check out my website specifically for this channel, rvta.myportfolio.com. There you can see some of my photographs. You can also download them for non-commercial use. Not that I can stop you from using commercial use, but for non-commercial use, I'd greatly appreciate it. And don't forget to become a member of this channel. I have that information in the description, ways to become a member. You'll get badges, early release of videos. You'll get access to those, of course. And of course, I do have a few Patreon members. Thank you very much for being a member of Patreon of this channel. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to check out my Patreon page, patreon.com/JMM Garza. This has been Jesus Manuel Mena Garza talking about retirement. I've been semi-retired for the last couple of years. My wife's a little bit of a laggard. She enjoys teaching at the local university, teaching her art history courses, and she loves that stuff. I'm dragging her out of the university. Come on, let's get out, so we can move back to the West Coast. The plan was about 2 years ago she was supposed to retire. She's planning now, maybe the summer of 26. We might. In all probability, I'm crossing my fingers. We'll finally sell our house, go on our RV, travel around the West Coast, look for a nice place to stay, probably around Medford, Oregon, and move down there and just plop down some cash, pop. And they'll say, thank you very much for buying this house. We'll say, you're welcome. From Fort Worth, Texas, this has been Jesus Manuel Mena Garza, enjoying the cool weather. Finally. And I'm going to be doing some camping. And maybe next week I'll be doing some camping down the road here. Who knows? I'm thinking about going a little further south than I usually do. I usually go to Claiborne and some of these other parks south of me. And Meridian, the list goes on, and Lake Whitney. I'm going to go a little further. I think there's a place called Neff. Anybody know about Neff? Mother Neff? I don't know, some sort of Neff. It's called that. I'm thinking about going down there for 3 days. From Fort Worth, Texas, again, where am I at? I'm in Fort Worth, Texas. Gracias. Adios. Ring the bell for future notifications. I would greatly appreciate it. Bye-bye.